Have you ever wondered if God is finished with you because you find yourself at a very low point in your life? Let me remind you that these setbacks are setups. God is on the move. God is still working in your life. When the moment came for Joseph to stand before Pharaoh and to be exalted, he was ready. When his breakthrough came, he was prepared. Nobody is ready for leadership until they have first been prepared. Remember what's happening here. Joseph had been in prison for over 2 years since the cupbearer forgot about him. But with God, his timing is always perfect. When Pharaoh had some dreams, no one in Egypt could interpret them. That's when the cupbearer finally remembered Joseph. Oh yes, there's a man in prison who can interpret dreams. He's a man of God. So what did they do? They rushed Joseph out of the dungeon. What did he do? He shaved, he changed his clothes, and then he stood before Pharaoh. Pharaoh said, "I've heard you can interpret dreams." And Joseph said, "I can't do it, but God will give Pharaoh the answer he desires." Did you hear that? Joseph didn't take credit for what God can do. He pointed Pharaoh to God. Even after all these years of injustice and prison and betrayal and all the rest, Joseph's character and his faith was still intact. Joseph interpreted the dreams. 7 years of abundance, 7 years of famine. God is telling you what he's about to do, Joseph said, and you need to get ready. Appoint a wise man to store up grain so Egypt will survive a great famine. Pharaoh looked right at Joseph and said, "Can we find anyone like this man? One in whom the Spirit of God exists? Since God has made all this known to you, there is no one as deserving and discerning and as wise as you. You will be in charge of my palace." In one day, the breakthrough came. Joseph went from prisoner to prime minister, from forgotten to favored, to become one of the most powerful men on earth, from the dungeon to the palace. If you find yourself discouraged or disappointed, wondering whether God has remembered you or not, let me remind you, God is still writing your story. And what looks like the end is just the beginning of something greater in your life. I'm Pastor Jack Graham, and this is Pray.com's Bible in a Year. Visit BibleInAYear.com for more stories that will transform your life.